Welcome to the Old World Fanatics, your Warhammer Fantasy podcast to quench your hobby thirst for all things the Old World. And I'm one of your hosts, Gommo. I'm joined as usual by Andrew and Josh, and I'm tired, but how's everyone else?
Not bad. Yeah. More or less than you, apparently.
It's one of those work weeks that's it's only Tuesday. I even thought, because Andrew, you and me are going to play on Thursday night. I was like, that's okay. Well, I've got one night, Wednesday night. It's tonight. I can do that. Then I'm playing tomorrow night. Hang on, no, it's not. It's only Tuesday. I'm like, what the hell? Which is good, but it's just one of those. Started a new contract, doing some stuff. So it's just brain's a bit frazzled, but I'm ready to talk some Old World because maybe that'll pep me up a bit.
Still got brain space for some Old World chat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like dessert. You know how you always have a dessert stomach? Yeah, it's the same sort of thing, I think. Doesn't matter how full you are, you've always got room. So
that's it.
Yeah. Cool. But as a result, like, I don't know. We didn't have huge stuff to talk about. We had a monster episode last week that just went for a while, and I think we got on the Reds. It was good, and the views were really big as well, which is kind of funny. So I don't know if people just liked us rambling or not. I have no idea.
Was it just
I don't know if
there
we'll
was
replicate
chaos
that
in the title, maybe? Or was it just...
maybe
Could be.
clickbaited stuff as well.
Baiting people in.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but
It's like putting up the Warriors of Chaos Factions review like the day of the AJ release. So many comments were just like so salty.
Got some salty comments, and I don't get that because some of the other guys do. Like, it's not. I don't think it was anything legitly like. It wasn't even targeted. It was just that we might as well get it out before it comes out because then it's out of date. So why wouldn't you get it out?
Yeah.
Plus, it's nice to learn about what the army's like even before the Arcane Journal drops, so you sort of know. It wasn't really for. It's weird.
Absolutely. I mean, we still haven't done really get a Bretonian one done because
it's coming.
Arcane Journal's coming ages ago.
It's coming. We're just like just putting the final touches on it. I'm sure.
Just polishing.
It's really polished.
That's right. Awesome. But anyway, but we do have. Segueing to that a little bit, we are going to chat a little bit of Bretonians because one of the topics we want to go through is just the Nova winning list and the article on was it that main article that I'm looking at, Bell of Lost Souls, that the guy wrote the tournament report on? Is that the main sort of coverage that it got, or was there other stuff out there that you guys?
Nah, well, it was that was the main part that I saw, but then people were linking the article in all sorts of socials, and there was just chats going off that left, right, and center. Like, it erupted.
Cool. Really it'd be good to go through that, maybe run through some of the games on there as well. But just it's a little different, I thought, because the comp was a bit different to what I'm used to playing. So I didn't really pay too much notice of it until Andrew sort of sent it through, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's talk about this. It's very vicious, but it was it's good. It's good to know. Yeah. Good to know what still could be out there.
Good to see the comp performing its role. Very effective.
Totally. Yep, changing the meta. We'll do some hobby time, all that sort of stuff before I get on to just the usual patron stuff and patron questions. But the other thing, Andrew's got a mystery segment that we don't know if it'll be a weekly thing, but certainly with the sort of the lull after the Chaos release and before we get the Chaos stuff, Andrew's apparently got some stuff to ask me and Josh about. So we don't even know what it is. So it's going to be
the lull breaker.
The lull.
Yeah, is it lull breaker? Okay, fair enough.
Wait, what's the lull between the release and then the?
Well, we had all that fervor of all this chaos, bang, bang, bang.
So much chaos stuff came out.
What are we going to talk about now? Yeah, it's like keep doing.
Well, we've got about 4 or 5 months of lull, then, don't we? Is that what you're saying? Till the Empire.
We do, but then you got
2025
for it a bit. Yeah, that's right.
We'll find something to talk about.
Oh, we always will.
We
Cool.
always seem to end up filling 2 hours everyone.
Before we start, though, I will give a shout out to our patrons. And it's funny, we got another comment. I don't know if you saw that from Sean about maybe changing when we do the shout-outs. So maybe we'll put a vote up for this later on our patrons, but it's one thing to talk about. But anyway, before we start, we like to give our shout-outs to our patrons. These awesome folks help us deliver Old World Fanatics week in and week out, and you can jump over there and join them on patreon.com/oldworldfanatics. Check out the different tiers, and we will get off our butt and do some more battle. Well, we've got a battle report coming hopefully this week if Andrew and I all goes well, which I'll talk about in hobby. As well as, just some other sort of perks and things and Discord channels and stuff. So, and you can throw us questions. So definitely go over there, check it out.
Yep, questions every week. Questions.
Yep.
And we get a few of them, actually. And we had a new guy, I think it was
content.
New person joined last week. Really thank you to Benoit. I'm not going to try and pronounce his last name. Benoit. Well, maybe I will. Elftour Le Britannic. I don't know. Anyway, Benoit, thanks, mate. He joined the 2D6 Battle Reports and Hobby Hour tier.
Sorry, Benoit.
Thanks, Benoit. But other than that, we've got Edward, Cameron, Jaden, Bradhower, Jonathan, James McQuillan, Nick Zaffel, Liam Fallon, Tommy Kublin, Joseph Justice, Jay McBride, Flatwell's Edge, Alex Sexy / Jim Wallace, Mark French, Philip Menjau, Jelly, Damien, Julian, and sorry, I might be mentioning the free tiers here. I clicked the wrong button.
Yeah, you definitely are.
Big thank you. There's like 50 now. Contrasting Hobby, Herald of the Old World, Keel Herd, David Lancaster, Tom Erasmus, Matthew Klein, Thumper, Sam Allen, Matt Morris, Thomas Vavasow, Starkey King of the North, Griff, Jess Tors, Wood Duck, Sean S., Josh Griffiths, Ninanawam, Matt, Daniel Broadstock, Jonathan Wengler, Gilthos Draconos, Cameron Bloom, Elliot Mincham, Chris Turnbull, Harrison Nuzo, Gilthos what? Oh, no, that's his other one.
What?
Gilthos Draconos, starring Julian, Diesel, Cameron
go.
Atkinson, and Denny Gamer. But where's our other guy gone? I'm confused.
We've
got another page. We've got another page.
Where have
William
you ended up
Payne,
on?
Robert Z, Captain Plunderpants. Captain Plunderpants. There we go. I was wondering, sorry, because I've got the free tier up. There's actually 59 of you guys.
Yeah, if you include the free tier,
went to
but they're not technically not supposed to get a shout out, are they?
Well, they got a special
shout out.
This is what
you could be getting.
Charity episode.
Anyway, Captain Plunderpants is out.
What is that? A donut? That's a pirate donut?
I don't know. It looks like one of those little German dudes.
Donut wielding a sword.
Is it? It could be. Andrew Harris, Bobby Gherkin, Gunwick, Sean Ritchie, Todd Lloyd, and Chapstick. I don't know what that one is, but yeah. Sorry about it. I clicked the wrong filter. But yep, you're free members. That's what you're in for. You get that every week if you actually jump on it. Outside of that, we've got 41 paid ones, so a big thank you, guys, for that. If you don't want to join the Patreon, though, and you're on YouTube, just hit the like, subscribe, and alert buttons, because that helps us reach just as many people, so a big thank you. But patrons send us questions, and we're really liking this bit, because they actually hit us up with a fair few, actually, most of the time. Who wants to kick this one off?
Let me get into Discord.
Oh, this one. Yeah. So, well, I mean, Plasma sent these in like right after the last episode. Like he got in really early with some of these. Yeah. His question was, what do you think the best and worst core infantry in the game are? Accounting for profile and value / point cost, and how would you minimally tweak them to bring them more in line with other units?
So, hang on. So, do you think I would imagine that second
knowledge
part
of the game to really answer this properly.
And I probably
does he think we're some kind of expert? Playing the old one?
It's very true. And you don't even see infantry. So I was assuming that second part is more for the ones that are bad. Is that right? How would you minimally tweak them to bring them more in line? I can't really think of an infantry unit that's like
that's the indication.
Sorry, too good and needs to be pulled back a bit.
Yeah, no, I can't think of any. I mean, that's more just because the whole category of infantry are struggling, but that's just more because of the overarching game rules, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, that's
more than anything.
Well, maybe there's less of these, but what have you guys run into that's the best infantry?
The best infantry.
Prep for this
one.
Your
worst.
Can you? What's the worst?
Much.
Go. You can't think? little angry boys with red hair that die.
Oh god, yeah, Slayers.
Die in droves.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody knows them, and to me,
Yeah.
that has got to be one of the worst infantry units. Just for the points cost and just the fact that they die so easily.
Where do they sit against flagellants? Because I haven't heard, like, because Empire gets crapped on so much anyway.
Yeah.
I wonder if flagellants aren't as bad, but you don't see them anyway. But I wonder if they are as well. Like, I know they had a few of those extra little rules, but they also seem like things that just die. Toughness 3, no save.
Yeah.
I just thought the best to me, best is probably stuff that's just massively hoardable, like undead, like just ranks and ranks of skeletons, or like, I don't know about zombies as such, but stuff that you can just like put a crap ton on there to at least do something with. I feel like that's got a little bit of legs, like even like the gore, the gore herds, like double hand and put a big unit in there. I think they can do something. Not that I'm saying it's the best choice, but it still seems sort of viable.
Yeah, I guess men at arms and Brett list is sort of like that. They're just so cheap, to be able to, you can just build this big block, and they sort of get value out of that. I feel like
you don't see people take them, but the men at arms really do. Yeah, you see them as like a bunker more than anything, really.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah,
do you reckon Glade Guard are probably some of the best, like in terms of cheap units at 7, 10, shooting, sitting back?
Yeah.
The core, because that's his best and worst core infantry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are we counting missile troops as infantry? Is that becoming part of
an infantry unit, I guess? Yeah, because then you could say something like the but they're not core. I was going to say the dwarf dudes, but they're not core. Well, hang on, you can take rangers occasionally as core.
You can, yeah. Rangers are really good. I don't know if I'd call them really good, but
yeah,
it's one of the better choices. Sometimes it's just like a better choice, or it suits the current meta a bit more.
Yeah, I feel like state troops are in a hard spot at the moment. The Empire state troops, they just seem to be more expensive than.
I was thinking about this after playing the one game, and I was like, what was I missing, and what would make this army even like, the Outrider armies and stuff better? And it was the question, I can't remember, maybe it was a Patreon question, it's not on here, but something about, we were talking about we talked about on the podcast last week about if they could bring back the buff wagons, the Celestial Hurricane and stuff.
Yeah,
having that Hurricane allowing a bubble of +1 to hit was friggin' awesome. And I feel like if you could put that behind the Empire army, sit one or two of them behind some Outrider units, actually you could do some damage. Just having that +1 to hit was friggin' good in combat and shooting.
On the Outriders. I thought you were going to say to buff like a big block of
Well,
infantry.
you do that as well, but I'm just saying like...
You're actually just talking about making the Outrider list even more powerful.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah. So I've just totally gone off the infantry. No, but it totally helped infantry. That's what made the state troops awesome in 8th as well. Just like big block of them, give them some magic buffs, plus sit this buff wagon behind them, one or two of them, and just go to town. They became actually sort of viable. Where they're missing that in 8th just because they don't want Old World. Even though the model is there, and we were told at the beginning, I'm going on a rant already, that we could use all our models from 8th edition. Remember that? Remember that quote that we were told in one of those articles?
Was that Danny? Was that Danny telling you that?
Probably.
Danny.
So, I'm a bit salty about that one.
You are. You've never forgotten this. Can't believe you bring it up again.
Chaos have a lot to gripe about too, because there's heaps of models they can't use. I think that.
Look, your entire faction's relegated to legacy, and you're complaining about
buff wagon,
one buff wagon or 2 buff wagons.
Yeah. I don't know what's some other infantry you guys. I mean, there's probably heaps, but I don't know if they're best.
Is it core? We're still doing core?
No, that's all it is. Best and worst core infantry. That's the question.
Just infantry, was it?
Best and worst core. Yeah.
Core. Yeah. It's hard because core usually aren't that great. They're just like you have to bring them.
But but I don't. Well, do you guys feel that as much though in old world? Like, yes, I thought core was a tax in 8th a bit, but I feel like in old world, because there seems to be a few more options of stuff in core and things that you can bring one unit of, where you couldn't do that. I think it's at least opened it up a bit more. I don't know. The 40 blocks of skeleton
like
poison archers are probably okay as well as core. If you can roll 6s like Jelly does.
Jelly apparently rolled many a 6. I was so keen to hear how that all went.
Yeah, that would have been good.
We might get Jelly on. We're going to try to get him on and have a chat about it. Because I actually have some questions about it too, which I won't spoil now. So that would be good too.
I can't believe you did so well with it. I really just thought that list was just inherently flawed. And now I'm very intrigued. So hopefully he can still remember how all his games went next week if we can get him on.
Yeah. Anyway, we should move on then. No, sorry, Plasma. I don't know if we are that skilled to know what's
worst answer ever.
Best and
worst answer. I think in terms of tweaking them to read them more in line with other units, I feel like you'd be looking at the overall game rules, really.
Yeah.
Like,
well, we sort of talked a little bit.
Combat res.
Yeah, push up the static combat res and. Maybe find something, because the other thing we keep forgetting here is monstrous infantry. I feel like they're just disappeared too a little bit because they're just not, as viable.
What makes them so unviable? Like that in 6th edition, they were kind of a thing, and
it
was sort of similar. There was no step
They also don't have stomp. Didn't you always use? Was monstrous infantry always got stomps in 8th? It was always one stomp.
Not in 8th they did.
Yeah, but that's all gone too. So maybe just little things like that have just like for that base size, you're just not getting in as much output or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess they lack the maneuverability. They don't have any, they've got a frontal charge arc.
You're probably right too. Like,
which means they're not competing against dragons.
Either.
Yeah.
Like they end up being this expensive,
they're very
slightly
static
faster thing, but it's very static. Yeah. Was just bring Cav, and Cav are just better, whereas Cav were like crap. Well, no, I shouldn't say crap, but I don't know. It feels like Cav's taken a step up.
What, in 8th ed, you mean?
Yeah. Do you think Cav's taken a step up versus 8th ed?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that's because of just the charge ranges or whether, they do get rewarded for flanking and stuff now.
Yeah. There's not as big as
and the static combat res is not as insurmountable.
Yeah. Because before you'd go in and the unit would go, cool, you just killed 10 of my guys, doesn't matter, I'll still hit you back with 30 attack. Like,
in 8th ed,
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, the cav would just melt. Yeah.
Yeah, because Steadfast was like just. Which is one of the reasons why I guess state troops were good back in the day.
Yeah.
This huge block.
Ain't enough of them. Yeah.
Enough of them. How are you going with rebasin?
Haven't touched it.
Started on it? Such a big job there.
I'm still working out what I'm going to do. So I'll talk a little bit about hobby. I haven't actually. I bought one thing that I was going to try, but I haven't used it yet. But yeah, anyway, we'll talk about that in hobby.
Yes.
Benoit said, with all the talk of dragon meta dominance, might one solution be to simply increase their base sizes? That would enable them to stay as powerful as the law suggests, while making them more vulnerable in terms of multi-charge, weight of number, and combat res. What do you think?
Well, your TK Dragon's on a pretty big base, isn't it?
Yep, and I have griped that the higher ones are. So I sort of agree. I reckon that's something that I think that's. I don't know if it'd totally even it out, but I feel like
it should be standardized.
Yeah, some of these dragons are a lot smaller, and some aren't. They, especially when some of them are smaller and better. And then you've got these other big sluggish things that are just really hard to move around. So I reckon. Yeah, certainly. When you're playing with that big base size, and Andrew, you've done it with like the Terragos and stuff. It's pretty hard to move it around where you want all the time.
Yeah, it's easy to get hit with cannons as well, things like that with the bigger base size. But it wouldn't be a complete solution, but definitely help.
No.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to make sure everyone was able to fill the base, though. That's the problem with the dragons is there's a fairly big diversity of minis.
Yeah.
If you force everyone to have a massive base, it's like
But I feel like a
lot
dragon
of empty
should be
real
big.
estate.
What the hell are you bringing a baby dragon for? Like, I feel like I'm fine with like a hippogriff or something like that being on a smaller one, but like, if dragons, if you read that the article we ripped into last week about how dragons are supposed to be so good and scary, well, put them on a big base. Make them go on a big base. Yeah, you just changed all the base sizes. Should have done that. Yeah,
It should have.
There you go. All good.
Yeah, I feel like there's other ways really of tempering them.
Oh, there is.
Andrew
I
was
just
saying,
think that would do something. It would help a little bit, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely help. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. What should I do? Plasman again?
Yeah.
Because he squeezed in a second question.
Cheeky second question.
Should I hold this for next month? Do you think he only gets one question? Or no, next week? Sorry.
This is probably the one we did the most prep on and then got it wrong.
Sorry, it says which armies have the best or worst champion options when challenged by the new Chaos Champion challenge at the start of the game for Seawolves. It was fun to hear about ogres only having the Noblars.
So I think we all read this as which one's the best champion. Is that what you do? And started thinking about different.
That's I misread it initially as just champions, but he's actually thinking about what armies are advantaged or disadvantaged by this, really, which is certainly a more relevant question than just like what's the best champion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so ogres technically are like things like ogres are going to suck, aren't they? Because you would get unless you don't bring Noblars, I guess it doesn't matter. But if you had Noblars, there's no way that's going to win a challenge, is it? It's going to get annihilated.
Yeah.
So, well.
I think undead you like pretty good because if your champion dies, you just raise him back.
Oh well, that's fine too. But I was thinking at this point of view that you'd actually like, is there a chance you can kill the chaos dude? Because he's got to put up a 1 wound 1 as well, doesn't he? He can't put up.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just an unfair challenge. I mean, you got to have some degree of honor with a challenge system, surely.
So I was because I originally thought stuff like heavy cav stuff, maybe with great weapony type stuff or fast. And that led me to things like Cold One Knights from the Dark Elves or even a Dragon Prince. But I mean, he's only got a lance. Is there any?
Well, do you get the lance bonus though? That's the other question that I think
counts as charging.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, is that in the rule? Oh, okay, that totally.
I thought that was the thing. Counts as charging.
Not that Chaos would have any trouble bringing their own Chaos United guy with 1 wound in a challenge either. But I feel like that's the type of like. Is there any other like an infantry champ that would stand up against that? Like I think the cold one. I can't remember. I think I was looking at the cold one, and something had 3 attacks, and the champ had 2, or maybe the dude on top had 3, and the cold one's got 2 attacks. It's a fair bit of attacks for a champ.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah. In terms of interest, I was wondering like war dances or something like that because they've got a few different options with the dances as well.
Yeah.
But they've got a few attacks they can put out.
Is there any dwarf guys that can just stand up to stuff like Ironbreakers or something? I mean, they're
a little bit
2 up save, but they just.
I don't know how I'd go against a Chaos Knight. He might go all right, but that's the problem. Like dwarves, you either got somebody that's the hammer or the anvil. Yeah. So you got a guy that could probably take a bit of punishment, but he's going to have a bit of trouble killing the other champion. Or you could have like somebody like a hammerer who might go all right in combat, but I mean, it's a good chance he's going to die. So
yeah, it sort of feels like you need something that's really high initiative. I know you count as charging, but I'm assuming you don't get your +3 inch charge thing if that's
the initiative button. Not sure.
Wouldn't they both count as charging?
Yeah, but they haven't gone. How many inches have they gone to get their initiative? So worst case, they both go. So they've got the same initiative, so they don't get any different bonus. So then you start thinking about things like elves and stuff as being the ones that you should look at because they probably have up their initiative to try and at least go first.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. I still rate the Ground Knight as an option. I reckon he'll do some good work, especially if he can use his lance.
Yeah.
He'll be high initiative, 3 attacks, strength 6.
Yeah. Nah, totally. Yeah. So those I think it's going to be a cav option, isn't it? Because it just you're getting all these extra attacks, plus you've got better save generally. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
definitely.
Cool. And you obviously got to throw on some little like paymaster coins or something to give you those little re-rolls to hits or something, you know.
Paymasters.
Oh yeah. I just don't know that people are going to be building for this. Like, unless there's more
last week.
Charm Shield. I mean, the Charm Shield is actually a good. That is actually a really good investment because it's only 5 points and you're paying a few points for the shield anyway. Although I guess with the champ, if the shield's not an option, if it comes with a shield, you might not get that discount. I guess ogres are the armies that have the worst options in. I mean, is there anyone else that really gonna?
I don't even know.
Really so what about Empire? I mean, you've got state troops.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you could, if you actually wanted to try and, you'd either throw stuff that's just crap and just don't worry about it, or you would want to use something like knights, but their knights are not going to stand up against their knights. So, yeah. And you don't even have like 1-up saves anymore. So it's not even going to, Because I was thinking like it'd be cool to put like, was it the White Wolf ones with the great weapons and stuff, but they've only got like a 3-up save or whatever it is anyway. They'll probably just get nailed. So,
yeah. What are the regular knights? Are they on 2s?
So they're all, I think they might be all 3. I can't
remember. They all 3s? Yeah.
I can't remember. I might be wrong there. I haven't looked enough. Haven't read them enough. Anyway, cool. Benoit said, are you guys intending, or any of you intending to get into Cubicle 7's upcoming Old World RPG? I'd probably buy it. I don't know if I'd play much RPGs lately, but...
I didn't realize this was a question.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wait, what RPG? What is he talking?
Oh, so they brought the Cubicle 7 got the light. I'm going to get the versions here wrong, but Wolfrup, like Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay game, ended up becoming re-released under Cubicle 7. It might have been their version 3, and now they're up to version 4, maybe. Might be wrong on that. For Warhammer Fantasy. And it's actually a great source of lore and all that sort of stuff. Like so much stuff comes out of that. And most of the time you can buy it really cheap on like PDFs and stuff. Like legit, they do like sales where you get every book out for like $50 or something. And yeah, they announced, as far as I know, they announced back in Jan when the game came out that they're working on an old world version. I'm not sure. Benoit might know more. Maybe there's more news of this, but I missed it if there was. They just said they're working on it, so I don't know when or what.
Right. I've never played any of the old RPGs.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Well, I played like Wolfrock version 1 just with my mate at school. That's what we used to play. And that's what we used to play. Like, we'd have characters that would turn into, as I was talking to, Herald of the Old World about, like, that, we'd sort of make our own rules where they do this and then we'd use them in Warhammer, like 4th edition and stuff. As a person in the army, like in the list and stuff. So just for fun. But since then I haven't really played it. But I do occasionally get stuff and read that stuff. So I'd be interested I would probably get it and I would use it more of a, lore and Cubicle 7, whatever they do is official apparently, like they do work with GW in terms of the lore and stuff. So be a great source of knowing what's happening in the world at this time, given that we haven't really got any Black Library stuff out. So
yeah, that's true. I think that's probably where it's going to be most interesting. Really, is almost like it's reference material for some of the background and the lore. I'd be keen for that.
And what's interesting, if people don't know, like there's a couple of, if you're into podcasts, there's a couple of podcasts of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay that are actual that's what they do. Like it's just a podcast, you listen to it and it's the guys at 4 or 5, whatever, people playing, and they do it every week almost, and they have their session going and you can actually just listen to sit in. You're basically sitting in even though you're not playing in it, which is kind of interesting.
That is pretty cool.
Cool. They're our patrons for the week. Patron questions, I should say, for the week.
You have
News.
Sean's?
Yep, dripping with insight.
Did I miss Sean's? Where was his?
Play only... If you could only collect and play one army.
Oh, I totally missed that one.
Oh.
I got you, Sean.
Oh, shit, I missed that one too. No, I did see that.
Well,
Oh, that's right. Because I saw that question and I laughed because I'm sure you guys know my answer to that question.
Oh, totally demons for you.
I was like, yeah, that's right.
It doesn't count if you only ever play one now, though.
Yeah, I know.
No, you do have Wood Elves. So. Oh, sorry, you got Wood Elves and technically demons / chaos dark elves now. So
Yeah, like a weird.
Wasn't really a joke.
A
Was it?
quarter of each army. Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
Actually, it's true.
I just picked
But a couple of
random thing
units
and
in each
actually
army.
was- Yeah.
But if I had to pick one, it would definitely be Brett's.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna have to pick Andrews for him because I reckon he looks like one. It's got to be
Big
dwarves,
beard.
is it or not?
Nah, I
Would it
got a
be?
soft spot
Wasn't
for
it?
Vamps.
Oh,
What?
true.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. True. Yeah.
I
fair
do.
I feel like it's because the first time we were playing your dwarves and you play
Yeah.
still regularly, I still see you as like dwarf.
Yeah.
I guess.
I can
Let's
imagine
go with
when
the
you're
Empire.
60, you're going to be a dwarf player because you get a bit bigger, a bit slower, bigger beard, and you just become
Pretty
a dwarf
slow
player.
enough. How
Like, you
slow
know what a
can I
dwarf player is? They're always the same. They sit down to play. They,
Yeah.
they don't really want to move much further than
Yeah,
where they
they
put
cross
their...
their arms, they sit
Yeah,
down,
that's right.
come
Got a
at
beer and
me.
grab the beer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you want a beer?
It's the ultimate retirement army. Yeah.
that is.
Yeah.
What's yours? Go on.
What was yours be
It
going?
sounds bad because I guess I would. Maybe that's my problem right now. I've always played orcs and goblins, but I haven't played them lately. So I'm like, oh, if it had to be one army, I mean, it probably still would be orcs and goblins, but I haven't played it lately. So I need to. Yeah.
Oh,
That's the one I
they're,
always collected. Always.
The heart wants what the
You're
heart wants.
collecting
Gommo.
them. They're calling for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gommo, play with us.
Yeah, my issue is they're just so varied. I don't know where to go, and if I'm sort of the Empire would be my second probably, just because I think it's yeah, it's probably a bit more versatile and stuff. I feel like the orcs end up skewed. Well, they're probably not in Old World as much, but they always ended up like really skewed down a certain thing, and that's all you could do. And they never seemed. I don't know. The orcs never seemed to play up to what their fluff was too much. I know they had animosity, but it always felt like, I don't know, they didn't. And now I think Old World, they sort of are maybe a little bit. They're a bit like Smash Mouth, get into stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So they've probably done a good job with them. But yeah, Empire would be my second. But yeah, my first would be Orcs. So if I could only do one, that's purely because that was the first one I did. So it's got the most history with it, I guess.
Your childhood army? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it was.
It's a B mine as well.
Yeah. And my mates
What
were
was
your
orcs,
army?
so it was just pure orcs and
Huh?
dwarves. That's what we used to do.
Your childhood army, Josh, was Empire.
Brett's.
It was Brett's.
Brett's.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
I
he
found a
started in
big-
fifth there, didn't he? Didn't you? With the box set?
Yeah, the box sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got one box set, traded Lizardman's for another half box set, and then I found a third one on the side of the road. So I had 3 box sets of
Wow.
Brett's.
How do you even find that on the side? Like,
I don't
such
know.
a rare
I
thing
was just
anyway,
walking home
so-
from school, and it was just like sitting there, like as hard rubbish. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take these."
I should try that with my wife
Oh.
whenever a new box of Warhammer. I said, "What's
It was-
this?"
it
I
was-
found
Down
it
on the
road,
side of the
council
road.
cleaner.
It was an incredible find.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It was, yeah, guys, it was so cool. And that's right. Because I think that was the second box set, and then I traded the Lizardmans from both sets because they were in kind of crappy condition for one set of the Bretts with
Yeah,
one of my
right.
school friends. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, as like 13 years old, that was a massive score. Like, I
Oh,
could not
huge
believe I
army
liked
too.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So what was your one, Andrew? Like Vamps is your thing, but is that because that was your first army, or you don't know?
Nah, I went down the dwarven part. Just I love the lore and I love the look of the guys. I'm not a fan of the way they play. They're just too slow, and they tend to pigeonhole themselves into one or two styles of play. But I love the lore. I really like that lore. But what do you do?
Yeah, just get Vamps. Just play. Well, they're, I guess you can't now. Well, you can, but legacy.
Well,
they'll be back.
You totally
They'll
can.
be back.
They never left. They're still there.
Yeah.
The powerhouse legacy army.
That is kicked on. There's some. The only news was Chaos made to order demons. I don't even know if I'm going to bring that up. Waste of time, really. Not that it's a waste of time. I mean, they're probably cool if you like them.
It's the only news that we have. We've got to cling to the news that's there.
I mean, do you want me to bring them up? But no, I don't know. I didn't.
You probably need to bring them up, but yeah, there's what four minis, 2 of the demons.
4 of them.
Sorcerer on a horse. With a spawn, made to order.
That was the only one that was interesting to me that I must have missed it, the Sorcerer on a Horse, from when they originally announced this. That was always going to be made to order, was it? I just totally didn't remember seeing this in the other week's previews. I remember these guys, but I just don't remember him.
Yeah, I don't remember him either.
I don't remember any of them. Is that? Oh, you don't? They did have these guys in the articles the other day.
The other 3 guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Very special. The spawn thing is pretty cool, but I mean, still, it depends if you're after these guys, I guess. But I actually don't mind this source. He doesn't look too bad. At least the horse is probably very dynamic for that era. It's massively dynamic. So anyway,
is it 8th?
Oh no, would it be? It'd be old if it's made to order. It'd be all metal, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't look like a 6-head sculpt because you're right. It is very dynamic.
Yeah. Usually,
it all says miniatures
shitty
made
horse
from metal.
syndrome. There's old ones.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, people let us know. Yeah, I totally I don't know, either missed it or maybe they threw us a bone and gave us a new one that they hadn't talked about. I can't remember. Anyway, do you want to go into hobby time, guys, or do you want to sprouse any of those other tournaments that are coming up? Or
I mean, the tournaments haven't really changed very much.
Nah, they haven't.
Moab
Let's do some hobby then.
Moab is what, 3 weeks away? 4 weeks away?
Yeah.
Do you know what the sign-ups are like for that?
They are getting large. They're talking about possibly going up on the mezzanine or something.
Is that special? Like, is that a different?
So yeah, I think they're getting more than expected.
Well, did you?
Or maybe not more than expected. But
last year there was 6th and 8th playing together, wasn't there? Like they had 2 tournaments and 9th, 8th. Is that right? Or it was a bit fragmented, was it?
They definitely had 6th and 8th. Did they have 9th, 8th as well?
Oh, maybe they didn't. I'm just wondering.
9th, 8th,
I remember there was 2 tournaments.
Tournament there. Not Moab, Shicon. They had 9th there.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking.
If that's possibly maybe what you were thinking of.
Yeah, I was probably thinking of Shicon.
It's the same venue. It's
that's what I'm getting confused. Okay, yeah.
I think Moab had 6th and 8th. Although it might have been different days. I think they might have had 6 on one day and 8th on.
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
So they weren't competing.
Because did Paddy run this one?
Paddy ran the 6th head last year.
That's why I know we talked about it, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ringing a bell. But you went, like Andrew, you went to Shirecon, and that's what Matt ran last year. Yeah, okay, that's right.
And he's running.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's good.
Running Moab, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, it's annoying. I can't make that one, but yeah. Cool. So, yeah, well, do you want to go into hobby? And, well, Andrew, did you do any, or are you just building this? Because you're taking high elves, hey? Is that what you're planning on doing for Moab?
I got so many problems with my hobby. Like, I'm trying to get this Moab thing going. You've printed me those sweet
sky cutters.
Lothran Skycutters, yeah.
Which you can't put together, which I've saw you commenting on someone's post.
Yeah, somebody, I was talking to
Facebook
them,
group
and then
or something.
Sean put a picture up, and I'm probably just going to steal Sean's idea because it looks like the easiest.
I was going to suggest, so he's talking, just for listeners, Andrew's talking about like the Sky Cutter connecting to this like obelisk, which sort of holds itself up, and there's no real join point, hey? I was just wondering if there's any worth reprinting them with the top of the obelisk stuck in the bottom of the Sky Cutter.
Oh, that would have been good.
Do you know what I mean? Just do it like, just mang it together, cut, like actually change the design, I guess, of the thing. I wonder if you could do that fairly easily.
But no, I'll just try it on a. I just need to buy the tube. I went to Frontline to see if they had any of the clear tubing, but well, sorry, not clear tubing, clear rod. And they don't stock it. So old mate said, "Oh, I'll just get onto bloody, Temu or eBay." And there is some on there, so I'll do that. It doesn't look quite the same, obviously, as having a nice base. But I tried gluing it and it just fell apart.
Yeah,
my fingers are glued together and just it was a fucking headache.
Seems weird.
Could you just wire it? Could you use wires as a way of suspending it? Like instead of a fly base?
Oh, well, like rod, like well that was the other idea, possibly. I was thinking about maybe like having like some rocks or something and then just putting them on top and then just using a bit of like copper or something. But I'm probably not going to run that list. I'll be looking at running my other lists I discussed with you guys.
Did you discuss another list? Did I miss that?
Didn't I talk about the Cav list as well? Because that was the Sky Cutter list.
And it probably went through over my head. I can't remember. When was this?
I think Josh said he preferred the second list, the Cav list. So.
Oh, those lists. Yeah, okay. That was like was that last week?
Yeah, I probably missed it then.
Yeah. It's not stupidly powerful. It's just it's cutting away the Sky Cutters. Sky Cutters are pretty good, but I think they're gonna like struggle against certain armies. But I think some armies will go really well. Sky Cutters aside, I just get sidetracked by these things. I've jumped back. I think I told you guys this. I jumped back on the fucking. Sorry, am I swearing? The Chaos Dwarf bandwagon.
Oh yeah, no, I'm excited about that.
And I've been putting together. I've got
really
100 of these Hobgrot Slitters.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
No shit, I've literally got 100 of these, and I've just been throwing them together. I'm trying to come up with an idea on either running or do it both. Just heaps of units of like 20 of bows. Because they're only 3 points each. I'm like, there's nothing. And then just keep them all 6 inches apart so they don't care about panic. And then also possibly running quite a few wolves, the Hobgoblin Wolf Riders as well.
Yeah.
The only problem is they suck with their leadership, so it's the biggest issue. But they've got
should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So
he hasn't mentioned a Chaos Dwarf yet, but anyway, yeah.
Oh yeah, well nobody runs actual Chaos Dwarves.
It's Chaos Dwarf list. This is Hobgoblins and Wolves. It's great.
Nah. Well, you'd have they've got some pretty good. No, I probably wouldn't do Black Orcs, which is probably everybody seems to be running Black Orcs and the bloody Wyvern.
The Wyvern,
yeah, but they've got some other good options like their little tanky things that they've got, and the I like the rocket
Iron
battery.
Demon, you mean, or
the Iron Demon? Yep, and the rocket battery.
Yeah,
but these are questions and points for another day. Because
we should do it. We'll have to do a Chaos Dwarf faction focus because I wouldn't mind learning a little bit more about them. Especially because one of the White Angel miniatures, I think, that I'm a Patreon of, they're like doing 3 armies a month at the moment, and one of them is the when I say 3 armies, they're releasing units from 3 armies a month, not the whole army. And Chaos Dwarves are on as well. So
nice.
So I was just looking at some of their ones.
Yeah.
Wait, so you can squeeze in the Orc on Weaven in the cast Dwarf list? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Black
and
Orc
the Black Orcs?
Yeah.
Black Orc on Weaven and a unit Black Orc.
I think it's a Black
Orc. That's really very orky.
Yeah.
And
I think what made
that.
it good isn't so much that. It's just once they FAQ'd that, you take the magic items from the list that the unit is from.
Where they're from.
So it's like the Dragon Ogres. Hey, the Dragon Ogres take their magic items from the Beastman book, for example, or whatever it is, like that sort of stuff. Like, yeah.
It's like the best of both,
So you get, the Orc book's probably, I'd probably say right now, still, it's probably got the best magic items. Like, all of it none of them are limited in the Arcane Journal either, so you can use all them. And they're all pretty good. So.
Yeah, they are. It's good. And the fact you can take like the Chaos, this is getting way sidetracked, but the Chaos Dwarf Lord, the level 4 mage, is pretty good in combat as well.
Is he? Yeah, cool.
On his
Can you get him on a... Yeah, can he? Because I think that's one of the models, or at least the Bale Taurus is a model in this month's release. So, yeah, cool.
No, it's pretty spicy. Who's up next? Josh,
I was just going to say, though, Andrew, we're playing then on Thursday. Should we talk about that quickly?
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Not that it matters for listeners unless you're from our town,
Bit of a pre-game stoush, eh?
Well, not so much what we're going to play, because I don't even know what I'm playing yet. But so one of our local hobby stores has basically, I think it was just a manager. He started it. Well, he's starting it. Really, this week is the first one. He's starting a weekly gaming night on a Thursday across the road. It's just near the gaming store. And I've been to it. It's called Messiah Brewery. It's actually across the road from my oldest daughter's school.
The gaming store's called Messiah Brewery?
No. There's a brewery across the road. And so the Frontline is sponsoring the gaming night and doing it at the brewery on a Thursday night.
Oh, so it's at the brewery, but okay, right. That makes more sense.
Yeah, sorry. Probably confused you there. So I don't know, I'm cool. I like playing Warhammer like weekly if I could, but if I was going to do that, it would have to be like night times. That's why I probably don't go to Legions Club on a week. Like they do once a month meets on a Sunday, which is fine.
Yeah,
but it's like an entire Sunday. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It takes. I'd almost rather do a weeknight because I can just go. Yeah, I'm going out for the night and you're back. So I don't know. This is going to be interesting. I don't think I'd do it every week, but I certainly would maybe try to go every 2 weeks or something. It'd be kind of pretty cool. And then it's a brewery. You get to drink and eat while you play. And then you also got a closing time. It's 5 to 9. You got to get, it finishes at 9. I don't know if the brewery shuts at 9, but it's a good way to sort of just get in, play the games and go.
Get out, yeah.
Get out halfway through the game and you're like, oh, well, got to get out now.
Yeah. So anyway, if you are around the Newcastle area, that's happening. There's a Facebook group for that, but otherwise, me and Andrew are probably going to pop over there this week and rep some Old World because they're all that's only a small group still, but they haven't mentioned Old World there. They've just been talking about Heresy and AOS and stuff,
Kill Team and stuff.
And I'm like, oh well, can we come play Old World? And they're like, yeah, it's like full community driven, so do whatever you. And I'm like, well, I've got people. I know people. I've got a podcast.
Represent.
Yeah. So, yeah. We'll report back next week and hopefully we'll have a battle report up of that and maybe show the venue. Have you been there, Andrew? You haven't probably been there.
No, I haven't been there. I had to actually look it up. And I can't believe it's there because I drive past it all the time. And I
always wonder how the hell it's. I've only been once, but I always think, how's this still in business? Because it's not exactly in a thoroughfare place where you can just walk past it and pop in. Yeah.
But it looks good. Like I looked up the website and checked it all out.
It's a great little brewery, and it's not huge, but yeah. It will be, I think, I don't know. I'm hoping it'd be cool to find something like that you can sort of go not every week, but fairly frequently and just, I think it's.
Well, so have they got all the tables set up and stuff over there?
They've got, they're going to they just put the table, I guess they've got small tables, as in just what you'd find in a restaurant, and they're just putting them as the base, and they're just putting the bigger tables over the top. But having said that, we were talking on the Facebook group today. Most of the time, they're just setting up 4x4s for kill team and stuff, but they can just put 2 4x4s together for us for old world. But they even said you can even leave stuff there. So if you want to, if you've got your own scenery you want to keep there that you don't need at home for a bit, that there's storage and stuff. So like over time, I think they might end up with a bit of storage just for because I always buy the 2x3 or 4x3 or whatever like boards and put 2 of them together to get a 6x4, so it's not as much to carry around.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, that'll be good. Look forward to it.
So Josh,
Josh.
And then I'll go after that. Yeah.
All right. What did I do? Well, I think I am coming to the end of my constant printing. I'm slowly getting there. I feel like I've been printing and only printing for months. But I did some priming today as well, which is nice. And I have put together. So my little tiles. I'll go through them a little bit, guys. So little ruined Monte Castello. There, going on there. So I finally got some priming done. I had finally did the layout. And today I was priming them up, and it does start to feel more like a world, I think, when you're starting to get some paint on there.
It's gorgeous.
Little foresty settlement going on there. Love the detail on these things, and they've got this is a little hill there. So this is where I think I got the stone trolls spawn. If you have a battle on the hill, on a tile with a hill there, watch out for those. This is a bit more zoomed out. So yeah, it
looks huge there, but I guess it's just they're still small tiles. But man, that looks big.
It's pretty big. It's pretty big, guys.
And it's got like this mountain range down there. Jesus, look at that.
So it's
so good. It is so
I ended up
good.
using what was it, 100 centimeter by 60 centimeter sort of board in the end.
Wow.
So it's I can only just carry it like under one arm.
Yeah.
So I feel like
good. If you haven't yet, if you're listening to this, you'll have to get on the YouTube and have a look at this.
Yeah, it's hard for me to describe this, but yeah, it's got nice sort of different areas of forests. I've tried to spread some keeps around and some villages. You can't really see it in the photo, but you've got little roads that go all over the place and rivers as well. I tried to keep the rivers that to be constant with what the map says as much as I could. And there's a little separate island on the far end of that photo. There's actually an island that is not connected to any. It's just got ocean. Because in the game, in the campaign, you can go port to port at a cost of 5 tiles. So the only way to access that island would be via a port, or vice versa. So it'll be interesting to see if that if people end up taking it or not.
So are you going to contrast most of this, aren't you? Is that what you said you were going to try to do?
Yeah. I think I will. A combination of contrast, dry brushing, layering where I need. This is a big day because
labor of love.
You should do some filming when that's done. Like you could do some like close panning across this. It would look bloody awesome.
Yeah,
it would be.
It was actually hard to get photos of like that that sort of that captures it because from far away you can't really see the detail, or close up you just sort of only see one tiny bit of the whole thing.
I'm just trying to think. I mean, this is going to look magnificent when it's painted. Like it looks good now, and it's just white.
It's just white. It's just zenithal white.
Do you have any idea how big Mighty Empires was in terms of how many tiles you got in the box?
Oh, it wouldn't be this many.
That's what I mean. I was just wondering, like, how many Mighty Empires do you reckon this is? Like, I reckon it's at least 3, or if not 4, at least.
At least, maybe there were 50 tiles in the box. Maybe I think. I feel like this is 300, 400 tiles.
Wow. So it could be 6 times as big. Wow. Man, this is impressive.
It's insane. That is insane.
20 by 13. That seems like it's going to add up to a bigger number. Where's my calculator?
20 by 13. No, that must be small then. Yeah, okay.
That's about, just about 300. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Right. And it was just the printing, man. The Saturn, by the way, made it so much easier. I could just blast out 15, 16 tiles per print rather than going 8 or 9. Oh, and that actually made a huge difference. And it's such a much more reliable printer. Because I did, like last week, as you saw, I'd probably done like 2/3 of the layout, and then I would get to a point where I'd be like, I don't need more tiles that fit this, and I'd probably have 5 or 6 different tiles in my head. Go, okay, I need to print that, and that, and then I want to print off all this extra range as well. And then I go get that done, process them, get them on the board. I'm like, okay, I've got those on. Now I want these ones. It's quite a prolonged process, Like it ended up taking me.
I was wondering. I was going to ask you that. Like, did you fully design it all out first before you printed, or you were like, oh crap, I need one more to fit in here?
I feel like it would actually take longer for me to get out that map editor and do it like that. I just sat down and just put tiles together in a way that made sense. And then I'd be like, okay, I need these. But the thing is that because I printed off all the extra tiles because I want options, I've probably got an extra little box of another 40 or 50 tiles I didn't use just because I printed them out and then they ended up not being relevant. But I'm super keen to start painting this. But I've still got other stuff to do.
Am I right? In the old Mighty Empires, you used to have like a little hole in the middle, so you put like flags and stuff. How is this going to work again with?
Dude, yeah.
Oh,
drilled holes.
What? Where?
There's one on the near side of that river, on the bottom.
Oh,
right. Little hole, little 1 mil hole there. Where else is there holes? You probably can't see them.
Yeah,
there's one there on the cliff.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I just drilled them myself. 1 mil hole with a drill bit. I could have, when you're printing, you can punch holes in things on the slicer. So in theory, I could have just done it on the slicer, but actually felt like that was actually more work.
True. Yeah, than just a drill
in the end, than just drilling them all at the end.
Well, that's cool then,
awesome. So I've got tiny little 1 mil holes. So I can put in little flags. So I've got the flags as well, but
Oh, that's cool, man. Wow, I'm excited. You'll have to at least
pile of flags.
Yeah. You'll have to at least do a quick paint job on one to see what it looks like, so we can
little taste.
I'm one of those 40 throwaway ones in case you don't want to break your big.
Let's grab a beer. I'll be back.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll probably maybe get some color on the rivers so they're more visible in the ocean, and just maybe get some contrast there because that'll be really quick.
Yeah,
and then maybe I'll just do the keeps and stuff. And, I don't know. I'm very excited to just get started on painting this up.
Once you get it, I feel like once you get a because I think the trick here. I mean, I don't know. It feels like the trick here might be the contrast of like the ground versus things like trees and forests and stuff when they're close together. Whereas like the mountains or just pure trees or pure ground would probably be okay. But once some of these look pretty intricate,
Yeah. So, and the question is, do I do the ground just a brownish color, or do I mix in some greens and other colors as well?
Or go a lighter sometimes, so that way when it goes over other stuff, the green will still go over the top of it. I don't know, like you can have a think about,
Yeah. Because the question then is do I make it so it's only? Do I paint it in a way that it's only this orientation, or do I have a neutral paint? If you know what I mean? So the ground color, I could have different shades going all across all the different ground. That would mean that I would need to keep it all in this orientation. I couldn't move it out, So I was like, do I dedicate it all to this? Because I magnetized them all, so I could potentially just move them off if I wanted. Anyway, that's enough of the tiles because I'll work on that. And then the other thing was, this is the starting of, this is a big priming day, as I said, so prime day. So I was doing the tiles, and then I primed up all these boys too. Nice. So I got a Sea Hydra, got some Stone Trolls, got 2 Innocent Zombies I've done, got Pizarro's Lost Legion, I've got Volan's Vendettas, Miragulo's Marksman, got the Hobbit Boys, whose names escape me, and some Long John's Slayer Pirates as well. So primed them up base them up, ready to go. So I've got a few other NPCs I still need to sort out. Boar boys, some giant rats.
Okay, it's so funny because you're gonna. This is like bigger than a normal army that you got to paint. Just it's not even enough.
This won't be painted in time for any of it, but it's I see it as a very long term project. But I think at least if you get them primed, that it does. It's nicer than unprimed at least.
Yeah.
So so at least that is nicer. I think that's that's it. That was my day. So I think my next week will be. I've got a few other things I need to sort out to then prime, and then hopefully I'll be able to start painting them up soon. I've also got some coins as well. So I printed these boys out as well. Do I have a photo? Oh, no, I don't have an easy photo, but I've got all these little coins.
Oh no, there's different something else.
These are gold coins.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
Nice.
Oh. Wow, I think I reckon he bumped something. Yeah, there you go. He wasn't gone then.
I did the wrong button.
Yeah, you removed yourself off the screen. I was like, he hasn't gone because it's still there. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get a heap done, but then I sort of, I don't know if I did or not. I didn't really get a heap done, but it was scenery stuff because those hills came, and I just went. I wanted to get the hills done, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and I've only done one so far, but I rattle can I just undercoated. I was going to zenithal the side bit, and then I went, maybe I'll just rattle can, go get a cheap green spray, a darker brown, a brown spray with a bit of green, and then and that way then I can wash the whole thing. And then, because most of it's going to be covered in flock, so it didn't really matter. And even this, the edge part on their picture, which I actually like rather than grey rock, is a lighter color, almost like a skeleton bone type color.
Yeah.
So I was driving in the front line. I went, I'll just get. I'll go have a look what they have in terms. Because the other thing, to wash the whole thing, I didn't want to use I could just water down some crappy acrylic paint but Jim sent me a recipe for, making your own washes and stuff, which actually looks really easy. And I was going to do that, but I went in to get some, because of that, you get that acrylic, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called now, but it's basically like acrylic paint stuff without the ink in it, and then you can mix
the medium
you want it. Yeah, like a big one. And you can just buy it online and stuff, but I went, I'll go on the front line on the weekend and just see if they've got some, because I might just be able to buy some of that, and then I will make my own. But at the end of the day, I caved on that because there was a wash there from Vallejo, which is, I don't know, it's probably a half a litre. It was $14 or something. I was fuck it, I'll just use that. And actually it was fine. But I might try and make my own wash at some point because it'd be cool to have a lot more.
I had all that stuff. I had all the inks and I had the Liquid X or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah, Liquid X, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just sort of...
I was doing the same thing and they just frazzled away. It's just
Yeah. But I was driving in going, I need to buy... I'll just grab some of their, the army paint. What's he got? He's made some. What have you got there, Josh?
I think I've got the same thing. The Vallejo, the massive tub of Vallejo.
Yeah. It's I don't know what it was. It wasn't even that much, so I just used that. But I was driving in. Literally on the way in the car, I decided, you know what? I'm going to airbrush the thing, which means I need to buy. I couldn't remember because I didn't plan this. I couldn't remember what airbrush stuff I even had because I've got an airbrush, but it was out in the I can't remember. Did I have cleaner left? Did I I couldn't remember because I hadn't used it for so long. So I ended up buying another airbrush and not a massively good one. I will get a better one, but I just bought one better than the Aldi one that I had. And then
the Aldi one, oh my god!
Yeah, the Aldi one has been good for what I've needed it for, but I might
after using the Aldi one's fine.
I will knock the Aldi one.
It was actually, and I still use the Aldi compressor and stuff. But I might get that one that Gilthos recommended, but it's more than the one I have. I thought I'm going to see if I'll use my airbrush And to do it, I wanted to do it inside because that's the problem. I don't use it if I have to like set stuff up outside. And so I made my own like little booth stuff so I can have it on the desk and not get it everywhere. And this, like, it's not so much the smell; it's just I didn't want to get it everywhere. So anyway, I did all this for inside, and so I might try and use the airbrush more for some other stuff. But at the end of the day, I put you don't need to put green because I'm going to cover it all with flock, but like I just used this box thing and it kept it all pretty good. But then I just put flock on it and obviously dry brush the side of this thing, and it came out pretty good. Like for like one night's work, like it came out, you know, two types of like it's nothing major, but the hill looks not too bad for a Games Workshop hill.
It looks good.
And it got me a bit more excited about using the airbrush for things like at least for like zenithal highlighting and playing around. So if I can use it more, I will then maybe start investing and using it more for actually painting some stuff. You know, especially armies like the Beastmen or Demons and stuff like that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
might be able to you know, I think I've said it before on the podcast. I wouldn't mind having a goal for an army and go, I'm going to airbrush the whole army. Like actually, even though I know, just to get me out of my rut of doing the same thing all the time in terms of, you know, everything detail, everything layered and everything like every detail picked out. Just go, no, this is going to be an airbrushed tournament army. You know what I mean? Like that's just like, so yeah. But as a result, I just wanted to like get into it and use it again and work out what I needed. So smash that out.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. I always feel like I try to do that and then I fall into old habits of just how I'm comfortable painting.
Well, I figured it helps a lot more with the 3D printer because you're not as vested in the figures. Like you sort of print the army and go, cool, if I screw it up and I want to, or I really like this army, I want to do a better job of it. Well, I'll print another one and over time, you know, do a better job of it, you know. So I've got a couple of options there. I did start printing more Outriders, so I've done that.
Oh, he's going for the Outriders.
But the annoying thing is, I didn't get a side by side. I've done these slightly less, like I did with the Dwarfs, but I reckon I don't need to. I reckon, I don't know. I reckon the 100% on these Highland Outriders would match the Games Workshop ones. I think these guys are a little bit too small. So I don't know.
What size did you print them at?
93, which is what I did with the Dwarfs.
I would have thought that'd be okay.
Yeah, because you did my Greatswords at 87.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why 87. I went, I'll go 93. So if they're a bit big, it's fine. I'm like, oh, they're actually smaller than the game. Still smaller than the Games Workshop Pistoliers. I'm like, ugh.
Wait, is the horse smaller or the rider smaller?
Horse. The rider's a little bit, but the horse is definitely a good couple of mils smaller.
It is.
Yeah.
It's because the GW horses are massively out of scale.
It won't look bad. They'll be mixed together. It'll be right. But I think maybe I might. I don't know.
So there you go. You might reprint the horses. Like what I did, because when I printed the Highlands Knights, I actually did the horses at like, probably not that big, but like still 94%, but the riders at 88.
Oh, okay.
And you can still get them on.
Yeah. Well, I've done that with the Pegasus. The Pegasus dude is tiny, so I printed the Pegasus at like 100. I've actually bumped it up a bit to 103. I like tried to make it a bit bigger, and it's still he fits on. You got to like squish him on, but it's like it's fine. The cool thing about these,
so that's the way you could do it.
Well,
it's funny, isn't it? How hard it is to tell what because I remember when we guys talking to you a few months ago about this in the slicer, you got no idea really how big it's going to be. Even if you put something else in for scale or something. Not until you print it off.
The thing with the Highlands one is they got like, got a bunch of the battle wizards, and they're, they've got a couple of guys on horses and stuff, but they all fit the Pegasus and stuff. So I'm like, oh, cool. Well, maybe I'll print a few of these Peg riders and put different wizards on them. So that way, with Empire, you play around with the different wizard laws, and you got different guys that can go on them, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, right. You can swap out the different wizard.
It's not because they're just sitting on a horse, like that's
yeah.
There might be not 100% fitting on them, and you wouldn't even notice. So,
that's a good idea.
The only thing is, I didn't take a picture of this, but how I said to you guys I had that failed print because I didn't use my printer for a week, and then I just printed, and it wasn't really stirred very well, and you could even see a line through some of the figures, and they were all fine except one of the horses was just he didn't print. He was just like his leg was half stuck on the plate. And I reprinted it all, and he did the same thing again. I went, what the?
Ooh.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Now you were talking about what happened exactly?
I don't know. There's just there's two of the horse designs of the Outriders that are like really rearing up, and I've had two of them fail now. Of that, not the same one, but it's the same type of pose. The front of it's right up. I'm like, oh. So I was thinking I might have to go for the thick support on that guy and see if it works. I don't know.
Maybe.
But that's the only thing wrong. Nothing was wrong. There's nothing hanging around in the like. It wasn't really. It just I don't know what it was.
So you were just printing it pre-supported as is.
Yeah, with the thin supports and everything. I've never had a problem with the Highlands, and that one just screwed up twice on different. The same. If you look at it's not the same model, but they look almost the same. They're like both rearing up.
Yeah, similar pose.
I was like, what the hell? Yeah.
And did they just detach from the build plate, or what is actually?
I don't even know.
What was the failure point? Like, what did that happen?
Somewhere about halfway up his front leg, when it was, I don't know, he's just stuck on the build plate, and then he was gone. Like that bit stayed there, and the rest of it didn't print.
On the film, on the printing film.
Detached on the build plate. Yeah. Yeah. It's like Well, I always get confused trying to work it out because obviously it's upside down. It's almost like, I can't remember. Yeah. So I think it is something to do with that leg ends up just detaching or, like the support.
Wait, so just the leg came off, but the rest of the model was still on the build plate?
I did, yeah. Well, yes, on one of them, yes. And the other one just wasn't even, it was half there. Yeah, it was just weird.
Yeah, maybe the leg didn't have enough support on it. I mean, that is a slight risk with downsizing it, is that the supports get smaller as well.
Yes,
when you're just
and I've already
reducing the scale of
So you're right. If I just print the horses back at 100 and let them go, they might be fine.
Yeah,
maybe I'll try that.
Could do.
Yeah.
Well, you could just do your own supports for it if it still fails, but
yeah. Because there's only 4 horse designs with the Outriders, at least, I think, or Pistoliers over there. So I do want those other horses.
Yeah, you definitely want. Otherwise,
you're losing.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Do you mirror some of them as well?
Oh man, no, but that's such a good idea because I know you've done that with the Bretts. Yeah. You told me that ages ago.
Then something you've got 8 varieties rather than 4.
God, I should do that and have some left-handed dudes out there too. Okay, idiot. Yeah.
Yep.
I will do that. I'll do that tomorrow and print some out. Cool. So funny, so obvious, but you don't even think about it. Is that in the normal slice? You just flip it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll have to.
There's just a mirror function in the slicer.
That's just the airbrush. Yeah. Oh, and I got the manner in, and I started putting him together just for fun.
Manner.
Yeah.
The
manner. Should be good.
I haven't got one yet. What are you going to do with him? What are your plans for the manner?
I'll just do like I've done with my other designs. I've got and that's actually one thing I do, which is a little annoying, but I use textured sand paint on this stuff on the walls of the manor rather than just
on the walls.
Yeah, because you know how they've already got it textured a bit with the cracks.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's still too flat. And when I use this other textured one, it's also yellow. It's the color I need, and all I have to do is wash it with Agrax and the what's the green one, the Ammo Camo shade. I do a bunch of washes around the outside, and I think it turns out pretty good.
Interesting.
But it is a bit annoying because you got to put it all in, and this is very much more detailed than the resin ones I printed. So I'm like, it's a lot more annoyance. So I don't know. I'll see. I don't know. I might cave and not do that with this one, but I don't know.
Are you going to keep the watchtower and the chapel separate, or are you going to put them together? Because it's quite large together, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I've got a heap of other buildings, so I probably don't need them separate either. I don't know. It's got a walkway across the other. Yeah. I don't know.
It does.
Do you have to make that? I did skim the instructions, but I didn't really look. Do you have to fully make that decision and have it glued together, or can you do it in a way that you can just?
I'm sure you could come up with. I mean,
I'm sure you could. Yeah, you could drill some magnets, stick those in.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could make a convertible.
I'll have to have a look. I didn't really like the instructions are there, but they're quite minimal. I reckon they didn't spend too much time. I reckon they just whacked them in. You've got to work it out. Now I've got a bunch of fences and all that I already had, but I might. It's be good to redo them and do them a bit better quality.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm going to have so many buildings, man. Once this is done, because I've still got like 8 or 7 out there that I bought off that Canadian job. So I've got, we could do a whole Mordenheim table probably. By
I was going to say, yeah,
sick.
That'd be so good.
I've got that bloody graveyard garden and moor that I've got to do as well. That's still
I got that as well.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
A bit of hobby. It's just just deciding what to do with the Empire, like in terms of pulling it all. Like, so the one thing I did buy, which I didn't mention, was I bought a different not mud though, it's just dried earth or dark earth one that I want to try. Because I guess, do you guys use Sterling mud at all? That type of, the texture paints?
Not for years, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so
got it.
Because the thing I like about the old sand method that I have is it's quite, I don't know, it's like if you go black undercoat, like spray it black, and then you just dry brush it up with, I use like Terra Earth, which is like basically the equivalent brown of Games Workshops that they use on their ones, whatever that one is. I do a dry brush of that and go up to like, I don't know, it's a bone color. I can't remember which one it is. And then if there's any rocks and stuff in that sort of sand, I do them grey, and it like looks fairly, I don't know, it's simple, but it looks contrasty enough. Whereas when Sterling mud goes on, if I try that with Sterling mud, and even if I like wash it with like Nuln oil, it's just not textured enough, if you know what I mean. It's very still flat. And so I'm trying to find one that if you use textured paint, but it's still quite textured. So then if you put a wash through it, like it looks quite dark, but with a little bit of highlight, and then just one dry brush over the top, and then you add other stuff in it. That's what I was hoping. Like, and then you can add some skulls, or you can add like, other 3D printed stuff. But the actual base stuff's easy, like, if you know what I mean. That's what I was trying to do. But if I can find something I'm happy with, then I'd use that and rebase it all. But
yeah.
Have you ever used the Vallejo stuff, the Vallejo textured paint? And
that's what it is.
Mud
I think
and that
that's
kind of thing.
Yes,
That is
so
the
I've got
Vallejo one.
Yeah, so I've got, for the dwarves, I've got the mud one, which is quite wet looking, which I'm going to use for the snow bases. So it's basically really good because all I do is throw that on, and then put the snow. I put some tufts on it, and then put snow over the top, and that's all you have to do.
It's done. Yeah,
because there's nothing. You can't really see. It's even the mud you see. It's muddy, so it looks cool. Whereas it's too muddy looking for me for my Empire. Well, it's not, but I just want something a bit different. So I got a different one called Dark Earth, I think it's called.
Yeah, Dark Earth.
Do you reckon that's gonna? And I was thinking, is that textured enough? And if you throw some, I don't know. That's what I was going to try. But what are you?
What happened to your looking for your bases, by the way?
Oh, that's the other option. Yeah, that's the other option. I just haven't got any that I've really liked.
Yeah.
Is that printing bases?
Yeah, printing base toppers or something, or bases. Yeah, the whole base.
Yeah.
But
I think that's usually how I do it these days.
Is print the base.
Either that, or I use my old sifted dirt and then putting on flock and everything like that.
Yeah, well, that's
a completely bizarre and unusual way of doing it.
Yeah, but that's what I've been doing. Well, I mean, I use the
not sifting
sand.
dirt from under the house.
No, not.
But
that.
that's not. I don't dry brush it though. That's it. I just put it on as is and just glue it down.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I do like those. However you say it, Kazali or Zali base top ones. It's just I just haven't found the one that I like for Empire. There's heaps for like the Demon one. Definitely got one. The Chaos one. I like the one from the Chaos one. They even have. Not that I'm doing it now, but they had that gold one that I was saying to you. Is there any bases that have like gold? Well, they've got full gold.
Yeah, it's just gold all over the base.
All gold.
Yeah, too much gold.
It's too much, but
residual value when the gold is everywhere.
Yeah,
or smells like it. Yeah.
But yeah, I just want a quicker way that I can just smash out basing, and if so, then I'll rebase the Empire and the Orcs probably that way too. But yeah, I don't know. That's what blocks me when I don't know what I'm going to do. If I don't have the recipe, I don't want to start it. I want to fiddle around with it until I know what it is and then pump it out. But
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to fit around. Sometimes you got to experiment.
Yeah, that's
So you
right. That's
find
why
the right
I've
way to
got
do it.
this other mud stuff. I mean, textured stuff. I'll just try that on some bases and see what it looks like. And if it's good, then I'll go, yep, let's do it. Start pulling them off.
Pull it off.
Because I mean, those adapters are fine, but it just breaks the army up a bit. It doesn't look as good.
As rebase, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I find I much prefer to be able to print off texture than having to apply it painstakingly by hand.
Yeah.
No, it just takes ages. It just takes ages
Well,
using a little spatula, and it's like.
No, but I do feel like the textured one's at least a bit easier than like the flock thing, and then having to like the sand one, having to sort of paint that again. Because I'm like you, I usually glue my figures on first, and then I put the space on after the textured stuff. And so it'd be annoying. At least the textured paint, you put it on, and it dries, and it's done, and then you can just put stuff over the top of it, so it's not as bad. But yeah, I agree. Like I think the actual printed base would be quicker. But then you also have to paint the whole thing too. Like some of them have a lot of detail on them.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Depends how much detail's on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
You would hope it's just a dry brush. That's
Well, they've
all
got
you
a
should
good
be doing.
forest one, but I feel like I'd use that for wood elves down the track, not for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta leave it.
What does the forest one have?
You
It's
got
got
my
snakes and critters on it.
Nah, it's just mostly like tree branches and a couple of tree. It's a little bit. It's not full forest, but it's got broken like tree trunks down and
Forest
stuff. So it
floor.
looks a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could use it for Empire because I don't know, but yeah,
Maybe for your
Anyway.
huntsman.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool. That's enough me
Should we move
rambling
on?
about it. What should let's
we've been
do
going
Andrew
for over an
mystery
hour already.
stuff. Yeah, no, it's
Oh.
way over. Actually, but it's going to be a normal episode.
It's gonna be
No
just short.
topic. Yeah.
Short episode, guys.
I'll probably still get it out a
The
day
drinking
later
game
for
at
those
this
listening
point,
to this.
isn't it?
Sorry about that, because I probably won't get it out tonight, so that's okay. They can just
Yeah.
wait.
No. Yeah.
We're recording a day later, FYI. Yeah. Because of me. Andrew, do you want to throw the mystery stuff at
weekly
us, and then we
fix.
can go through the
well,
no-no,
yeah.
and that's
I'm
it.
bringing it
What is
up
this?
right
What's
now.
going on?
Gotta find it.
Who are you? Where am I?
I was inspired by because somebody might have seen this. Somebody else is doing something similar, and I'm like, oh, that's actually a good idea. But I've taken that and I'm gonna,
Oh, the trivia
repurpose
thing.
it.
You're talking about just what's his name's trivia stuff?
I saw something about trivia. I'm not-
Jordan Sorceries. Warhammer.
Oh, was that Jordan Sorcery? Was it?
Yeah, because that's the one I said we should do it one day off his ones that he releases. But so I only listened to one of his ones because then I went, I'm not going to listen to any of them just in case we want to do them.
Well, there you go. I was inspired by.
there you go.
Jordan Sorcery.
Awesome,
Yeah,
excellent.
there you go.
And I have no
so, yeah,
idea
we're
what you
doing
guys are talking about.
Okay.
Old World Fanatics Trivia is this little
Cool.
inspired by semi-original content.
Cool.
Okay, so we're at buzzers, so it's going to be obviously your
Oh, we
trivia
got
master.
buzzers.
The
Guys,
buzzers.
is this me
is-
versus Josh?
Oh my god, we gotta
You versus Josh,
pay
so
attention.
Gommo versus
Oh,
Josh.
shit.
Your buzzer is your name.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a natural amount of time to answer the question, but if I can see that you've just gone in with your buzzer, just trying to get in a little early, little sneaky one,
Yeah.
I'll only give you a few seconds. So so think about it. Make sure you got your answer. Just don't try and get in there and cheat. So we've got 10 questions, and we have the buy
so
buster
competitive.
or the draw buster question if we get to it.
I'm going to be so bad at this.
Wait, what? You
There's
taking
quite a
this
few
score?
easy ones. But yes, some you might have to think about. But most
Oh,
of these,
yeah, this
you
is
guys-
really serious. I have to wake up. Focus
All
again.
right. Should have done this
So-
at the top of the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
The question number one. Oh, and let's try it out. So, Josh, what's your buzzer?
Josh.
Gommo?
Gommo.
I just need to make sure I can hear it.
Gommo.
you know.
Gommo. Right, okay.
And then everyone at home, you can play along as well.
Gommo.
So, as I say the questions, you can answer them to
you won't.
yourself,
But we
and
won't
then
hear.
let us know how you went in the comment. Yep. All right. So number 1, what are all the statistics and special rules of a great weapon?
Gommo.
Yeah.
Oh, is that too quick?
No, that's fine.
Oh, because what were you talking about with the...
What?
Oh, I thought you said you were going to give us a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
But not let us jump in. Okay, so that wasn't...
You just jumped right in.
Well, that's why I was
Just
worried that...
question.
Okay,
All
so
you gotta do is
great
answer the
weapon.
question.
I'm probably going to get it wrong. So plus,
know
like
what the
strength
question
is used a +2.
Yep.
AP -2 and requires 2 hands. Or did I
2
get
more
that
things.
wrong?
Ooh.
Oh, fuck. Is there? Oh,
There's definitely at least one more thing. I don't know the other one.
There's definitely 2 more things.
Always strikes last.
Oh.
Well, that's
Yep.
probably not even
Well,
called that anymore.
No.
Well, yeah. Strikes
Well,
last.
it's that.
Strikes
Yeah,
last. There's no armor bane on it, is there? I'm obviously wrong. So look, Josh can come in with one more if there's one more.
Armor bane?
Hey.
Is there armor bane? What is armor bane 1? Is there?
I don't know. I just go by Andrew's face.
Is there really? See, I haven't used great weapons enough. Wow. So you can get up to AP -3 on them. No wonder people take them.
You can go half point each, boys. Half point each.
That's a good. That's good because I don't even think of that
Cool.
usually. I just think of the 2.
We're
+2
learning.
strength -2 AP.
We are learning. There you go. What is the unit strength? So question number 2, half a point each.
Oh, God.
What is the unit strength of a light chariot?
Gommo.
Yep.
3.
I should know this.
Yep.
Oh, I would have guessed that. Yeah.
There we go.
Sorry, Josh.
Almost leading the charge, 1.5 points. Question number 3. What do you need to roll to make an 8 to hit with a ranged weapon?
Josh. Wait.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Hold on. So like 8 to...
That's confusing now. Yeah, now I got confused. Hang on. Okay, yeah, I think I know.
Yeah.
Six
So
up,
you're,
five up?
you're rolling to hit with a ranged weapon.
Oh, my thing is the right.
I think you got it right.
And your modifiers. What was it?
6
Oh,
up,
6
5
up, 5 up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it right. Yeah.
Because the moment I was like, wait, I started thinking about BSH instead.
Yes,
and
that's
was
what
like, just
that's how my brain
myself.
went. Then I went, hang on, I put it around the wrong way. And
All right. Now we got some Patreon questions. So all our
but haven't we
all our
already answered
listeners
these?
should know some of these. All our loyal listeners. All right. So who is the honorary OL Fanatics Elvish expert?
Gommo.
Yep.
Sean.
Yep. Sure.
Right. I see what you. I'm really confused when you said Patreon.
There we go. He's like, what?
Oh, this
We
is
got what?
right.
Gommo's on 2.5 and Josh is 1.5. This half is really screwing me up. All right. Pose yourself, boys. Question number 5. Who is the OG?
Gommo.
Josh.
Oh, yeah. Gommo
Josh
got in
isn't.
there.
Oh, what?
Chapstick.
Chapstick is the OG. Very good.
It just sounded so weird there. You confused me then, Josh.
Who is the OG?
Who's the OG? And you went, Josh. Sort of true, but yeah.
All right,
That was
Gommo's
nerve-wracking for a second because I'm like, I read it out every week.
I know you read it every week. I'm like, who is that? Yeah.
All right. Now this is an easy one. So get ready. All right. Which event is Andrew attending in October?
Josh. Moab.
Yeah.
Thank you. Give me one.
Wait, so Josh 2.5, Gommo 3.5. All right. Gommo should have this one, but it's an easy question. Question 7. Name both greenskin brother gods.
Gommo.
Josh.
Gork and Mork.
Oh.
Yeah. There we go. Now
Are they? Yeah, they are brothers, are they? Yeah.
they are brothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are they brothers? Oh.
Brothers from another mother.
Yep. Question 8. So Gommo's leading charge on 4.5 points. Where does the old world narrative timeline begin? What year?
We were talking about this the other day.
Josh. I
Josh.
can't remember. 2172.
Oh, Gommo.
Gommo?
2276.
Yes.
It is?
2276.
Oh, it was. Something was sticking in my head that was it when we talked about it the other week. But I didn't check. Remember we were talking about it on the logo? And I was like, I think it's that, but then I never checked.
That is.
Oh, so that is it. Okay.
And Gommo's taking this away. See if Josh could somehow pull a miracle. All right. Question 9. Who is the new female character in the Chaos Arcane Journal?
Okay. Starts with F.
Josh, was it Fjorda or something?
Ooh. It's close. I won't get it any.
I'll take the closest. Just have a step. What, Josh's, what'd you say, Fjorda?
Yep.
No. Frustrating. No, I'll say Fenya, but it's not. No, I don't know. I think Josh is close.
Each other.
Josh said
Bridal the Chainmaker. Bridal.
Oh, okay. Maybe that was. Have you got one more question or not?
I feel like we need
one more. Question 10. Question 10.
Oh, there is question 10. Okay.
Yeah. As per the roadmap given at Nova, what 2 factions will hit stores in 2025?
Come on.
Oi.
Empire and High Elves.
Empire of Man and High Elves, correct.
Oh, God.
I love that face.
Although I made a typo here because I had Empire of Nan. So there you go.
Empire of Nan.
Empire of Nan. Nan.
All right. Congratulations, Gommo. It's taken out the trivia.
Well done. Well done.
So your prize is bragging rights.
Till the next one.
Yeah, till the next one.
Right. That was good.
That
was a bit more hectic than I thought. I was worried it was going to be all this more stuff. I have no idea.
I was trying to keep it semi-easy. You don't want to get too like.
Actually, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that was relatively painless. Although still showed that knowledge of some things is very spotty at best.
Yeah, that's right. Let's jump to the last segment.
Score better than us.
And Josh can really go well at this bit because he knows more about it. We wanted to chat about the Nova Open. This is Andrew. You brought this up actually.
So this is finally the main topic, I guess, is it? Is this what we're going to talk about
Everyone
tonight?
comes for our other stuff, not our main topics.
For sure.
They go to other channels for main topics. I mean, Andrew, you sort of gave us this at the top of the show, saying sort of the amount of social media that came up about this Nova Open tournament winning. Well, it's weird. Winning list. It's a bit different. They had how this is comped. He didn't actually win all the. He got the most battle points. Is that? I can't remember what it's called. But then someone else went 5-zip. But so it's a different. Like he actually did lose a game. Which is so it's just it's a bit different to how we probably score things, so to speak. Is it worth talking about the comp first then? Because it was here.
I think the comp is huge. It's a huge part of. Yeah. Okay. Did you want to hit the comp, Josh? Because you were quite intrigued, weren't you?
Oh, by the comp. Well, what was the comp? So, I mean, the army list restrictions, what was it? 2,500 points, no special characters. Brutal. Rule of 3 for characters, core, and special. Max 2 of the same rare choice. Max 2 characters in a unit. Maximum 1 level 3 or 4. Max 40% points on characters, so which worked out to be 1,000 points in a 2.5k list. Maximum 10 models wide for closed and open formations. No allies. Mounted characters have a maximum of 7 wounds. So yeah, everything's capped at 7 wounds for dragons and everything like that. What was the victory points one? If a unit, single model, or character is reduced to 50% or below its starting unit strength or wounds, it awards 50% of its point cost. So it's basically pretty much just patch that. Patch that in straight up, which I love it. what was it? Characters and or monster mounts take a slot of a chariot and a monster. What? Oh, from the 0 to 3, so the rule of 3 exception. Enchanting aura and armor of ages cannot be used to the character on a monster mount, which is interesting. Peg Knights are limited to 0 to 1 per 1,000 points, although that's not probably that restrictive really for Peg Knights. And yeah, proxies are welcome but must be submitted with pictures for approval. But yeah, that's the last thing. Anyway, so that's the
pretty easy to get through on that one though. If I look at one of these pictures.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I mentioned that last one. Yeah.
Okay, don't put My Little Pony out as your lord on Pegasus. Well, how did... Anyway.
Yeah, so how does that...
we'll get to that.
Come on, rant. Get the ranted.
It's bubbling. It's getting ready.
That's cool. We'll get down there. It looks like a good army. Nicely painted. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, it's in Bretonian list.
So this is the one that won the GT based on the overall points, I guess, not just the battle points, but still.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's exile list. So he's got 2 barons, one with virtue of heroism with the killing blows, the other with virtue of knightly temper, with the frontier axe, which is a specific axe that exiles get. I think it's a multiple wins 2 with extra strength or something on it. I can't quite remember. But it's quite cheap too.
Yeah. Huh? Is the virtue of knightly temper, is that the plus D3 attack?
Yes, plus D3 attacks.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And hatred.
Yeah, multi-wound too. Yeah, that's right.
That's
and then
so
multi-wound with the frontier axe. Yep.
That's so good.
That's what wiped out my steam tank. Yep.
Yeah.
I thought he had the Ogre Blade.
On a Duke. Sorry, he did have Ogre Blade, but he got the plus D3 attacks with the virtual knightly temper.
Yeah, but it's still the same thing because he's multiplying it. It's a double multiplier, which is hugely synergistic. Level 2 Damsel on Battle Magic. An Outcast Wizard lives level 3 on Dark Magic with Ruby Ring. Then a Paladin on another peg. So both those barons were on Pegasus, by the way. Should have mentioned that. I mean, it almost goes without saying.
Royal
really.
Pegasus.
You almost assume they're on pegs. Yes, royal pegs. But yeah, the Paladin was also on a peg, BSB, and he had the Falcon Horn. Someone's got to have the horn somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Gotta have the horn. And in core, he's got 2 units of mounted Knights of the Realm, one of 10, the other of 12. Unit of 12 bowmen, and then 2 units of 5 Peg Knights.
Ouch. So cheap. Look at that. 600 points.
Yes. And one with the
so good.
Yeah, what do these two do?
Well, the Banner of Shalons, I think it's more re-rolls to hit against missile troops, or maybe you can't stand and shoot. I'm getting addition bleed there. But the Banner of the Zealous Knight is the more relevant one because that's the one where you get Vanguard.
That's the one. Okay. Right,
and that is absolutely bent on Peg Knights. Man, this list is like quintessential the old world. Like 10 pegs in the list plus 3 more royal pegs, 13 Pegasuses.
I like how you're not even.
Oh my god,
the rare section.
Oh, I haven't even got to the rare section. Well, I didn't really do much. They're pretty.
Yeah, that's what's so funny.
That's what he says it in the article too. Yeah, no, it's just. It's crazy. Yeah. So I guess I should mention the rare section, isn't it? Yeah. So 2 units brigands, 1 scout, 1 ambush, all with blunderbusses, additional hand weapons, skirmishes. So yeah, I think they're just there to chap it. But yeah, they're not adding much. It's the pegs, man. The bloody pegs. Yeah. I just don't like. I was going to talk about the ridiculousness of Peg Knights anyway, and then I was thinking about this the day before I saw this article. Because there's 2 things. Like Pegasuses have always been good. They were good in 8th ed. They were good in 6th ed.
Yeah.
And they were always 0 to 1. For some reason, they took off that 0 to 1, and then they gave them Furious Charge as well.
Yeah.
So suddenly they've gone from useful, very adaptable, monstrous sort of skirmishes that can fly everywhere and pick their target to actually becoming a shock troop that's still really mobile and now unrestricted. So now you can have multiple units of them. And suddenly, it's become a core part of the Bretonian armies of all the lists, like the competitive lists anyway. They're all running, 8, 10 Pegasuses.
Yeah, I feel like
you're not
that's some
seeing
of the
any. You're not seeing any
problem.
questing knights anymore. You're
Yeah.
not seeing anything else in special. You're just seeing peg knights, peg knights.
Yeah.
And I feel like either limiting that or like 5 is just like I feel like if I see 3 peg knights, I go cool. I can probably deal with them. Like I can at least try to shoot them off or like. But 5, they're gonna get in. They get into you, and then you can't get rid of them. It's
unless you have something that ignores armor save or multi wounds or something. Just that can do it more efficiently. It's just ridiculous number. And then, I mean, that's scary enough as it is. But then when I read through what this guy does with these pegs, oh my God, it takes it to a whole other level, doesn't it? Like, I'm just horrified at this. Because, I mean, the vanguarding with 1, like, I'm like, okay, I guess that's okay. But then he's got one of the barons in the unit and the BSB, so it's becoming a horrible Death Star. So they move 10 inches up the board, and then there's a chance he might, with the dark magic, get battle lust, which potentially gives him frenzy and hatred on the unit.
So how many attacks each is that? Each one going in at them? Yeah, I mean that's just, they're all re-rolling. They're re-rolling charge rolls. They're re-rolling hits, and they've got what furious charge? Is that on the peg or the peg? Yeah, that's on the peg or the peg rider.
Just the rider. The rider just gets furious charge.
So they end up getting up to. Is that 3 attacks then?
3 attacks for the rider.
Yeah.
And 3 attacks for the peg because of frenzy? Well, the frenzy would affect them both, wouldn't it?
It does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's and then
crazy.
Yeah. Like, it's just mental. So then he just charges something straight up. And he's not praying because he can't pray because he's an exile list anyway. So there's a good chance he'll be first turn and then he'll vanguard up and charge
7 drops
something.
because of the way that, especially when you're playing a 2,500 point game and only 7 drops, you're probably always getting that +1.
Yeah.
How would you guys feel about this Peg Knight unit just coming into your deployment zone?
And
before you can even do anything.
And that's what he said. He said, like, I tend to like try to pick out something that I know I'll just take out that turn and go into something more, useful, or at least turn 2. But then you've got this peg, 1 or 2 of these peg units just sitting alongside your army with 360 line of sights can go whichever they want in turn 2. I don't know what else you can do. And you can't flee the charge because you go off the board. And then, I mean, the only thing you can do is probably back up as much as you can. But if you give ground or fall back, you're going to go off the table. So I don't know, man. It's hard. Yeah.
I'm seeing it like a lot more. Like, the thing that dominates these games now is high mobility combined with a really heavy hitting unit. You know what I mean? Like that's sort of, which shouldn't be the way this game should be going. You should have to pick one or the other.
And it doesn't help with these guys. Like if these were like Wild Riders, for example, at least they've got very little save. Like, whereas these guys have 3 up armor saves as well.
Yeah, and tough 4.
And tough 4. So like, it's like you said, they don't actually give up anything. The only thing these guys give up is combat res, like ranks, but that's not even a thing in Old World. So they're not actually giving anything up.
No one cares about that, apparently. And
Or
because they're
flat
charging
game.
in 360 degrees, you don't have to worry about maneuvering them in a rank and flank game. Like they just break all the rules. Like it pushes it to, dare I say it, Age of Sigma. Like it's just
it is. It's where movement's not as like, it's like, oh shit, I'll just put them there and next turn I'll charge something because I can.
because you can. You just go whatever direction you want. It's weird though, like because you could get royal flying circuses in the old Bretonian book. You could do that if you took a lord on a Pegasus. That 0 to 1 restriction was removed, but it was such a it was looked down on so much that none of the reptiles ever dared to do it because it was a taboo to take a royal flying circus. Like
Right.
everyone would be like, oh no, don't take that. It's not fun to play against. It's overpowered. And so you never saw them around because they were just sort of looked down on. Whereas I feel like with the old world, like you just do whatever you find most broken combo you can, and you just run with it.
Yeah, it's kind of fitting that the only game he lost, which was really it's almost a draw. It wasn't, it was like 9, whatever it was against the other Bretonian player. Wasn't it? Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there's a little bit more to this, by the way. If you keep going down, there's another section of what else happens with this unit.
Okay. Can I just say and there's another picture of this, but I actually like his army. He's got he's basically used a bunch of the pistoliers and stuff, models on the army. So he's got a lot of these obviously the old pegs, but you can see even in his Knights of the Realm, they're all on pistolier horses, I think, aren't they? If I look at their bum. These guys.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because they're all at point in a line. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a pretty cool looking army. But yes, what go on with the other paragraph? What was it?
That they have stubborn.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, because they're the what's-me-call-it. Yeah.
Yeah, because of the list. I think just exiles. Yeah.
Yeah, that's handy.
So if you happen to actually do it out of position and they get punished for it, they're just stubborn anyway. So you're not taking the unit out. So it's really
it just charges you with the other peg knight. Isn't
then
that
he's
what
got
he said?
the other unit of massive peg units with another baron in it.
Yeah. So if that happens, he just goes, "Oh well, I'll just come in with the other one." Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not being punished for a mistake if you do make a mistake with that list, which is oh my god, it just makes me so sad seeing this list. Or something
that would be interesting to see what would happen. I mean, probably if you took all the other comps off and just had 2,500 points with this. This list might stay similar, but you probably have a Duke running around there, I guess, as well, or something like that. Or maybe, I don't know.
Well, no, you can't have a Duke because you need
can't
exiles.
Yeah, so this is it.
So to have that Vanguard banner, you need to have an exile. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
this would be it.
His list would be this, but he would be going up against potentially some more dragons and stuff. But does that even matter? I don't even know. Like what I'm getting at is
comp, the dragons might not be.
How far did the rest of the field go down versus this list standing up? I guess.
Well, the dragon isn't flying. I feel like it's got the tools to kill the dragon with the heroic blow and the frontier axe with the
one. Yeah,
with
just multi wounds. Yeah.
Either one, either Baron can do some hurt on the dragon.
Yeah, and especially because he said he might get rid of, if he did this list again, he'd get rid of those skirmishes and bring in some bombards.
Yeah,
so then,
that's true.
If he took on a dragon, he'd knock some wounds off with a cannon potentially as well.
Well, you could probably kill a dragon in 2 or 3 shots with a bombard, I would have thought.
But even if you don't, even if you're only taking half the ones off,
Danny.
then, Sorry, yes, I totally missed that. But yes. It's just interesting how the comp might have affected this or not, but it might not have. It probably would have affected the rest of the field for sure, but maybe not this army. So
yeah, not just that. It's just about the fact you can do an army like this. I don't know.
How different is this in 2,000 points for exiles, though? What falls down? Like what do you lose?
You have to go back up to what it was.
Because you can keep all the characters. You basically get 2 units of 4 pegs, maybe, do you?
Well, you have to drop 500 points.
Yeah, well, you could get rid of.
So
you
need to lose.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe the BSB. Maybe I feel like you don't want to drop too many of the pegs. Maybe 1 peg from each unit. That's only 100 points, 110 points to drop 1 peg from each unit.
Yeah.
You drop the bowman. To make one of the mounted Knights of the Realm.
And you got 130 points to drop out of core.
and maybe drop a big run. I mean, the big run's at 250 points as it is. You could probably drop both big runs, to be honest, and then a peanut or two, and maybe the damsel, and then you're there.
You take these guys at 5. Like, because you might still keep some.
I can't remember. I don't think so.
Skirmishes. You might.
Yeah,
I don't think so. But I reckon you could fit both Barons, the Outcast Wizard, and both Peg full units in a 2,000 point list. I reckon.
Wow.
I reckon you better squeeze all that in.
By dropping the
which
damsel,
is the
knights,
dropping the damsel, a couple of knights and the bowmen, and maybe the brigands.
I reckon you're right.
Yeah,
which is
scary,
horrifying. Yeah. Which actually makes it worse. It actually makes it more scary in a 2,000 point list if you got those.
My Bretonians together.
What? This is not the moral of the story.
Totally joking. And I'm going with my empire. Totally the opposite of meta.
Yeah.
I'm going with state troops.
I'd like to see how it'd go against a full gun line, but if you had like a decent gun line list. This. But
you'd have one turn of shooting again, wouldn't you?
Well, technically, maybe 2.
You could have not
and
to
shoot, but yeah,
well,
you might only just get a stand and shoot.
Depends what you're up against. Like, I mean, if you had the Iron Drakes shooting, decent unit of Iron Drakes shooting into them, could do a bit of hurt, maybe.
Yeah. And
they got stubborn.
Fair enough.
But I mean, I don't know. This is it'd be hard. But yeah, you'd have gyrocopters as well shooting these guys. And
thing is, like these. I mean, in this army too, I know they don't do that much, but I mean, 12 knights coming in.
Yeah.
Like if you spend all your time trying to just beat these pegs, you're still getting 2 realm units charging you at some point as well, or it's coming in with combo charges. Like Jesus, like
it would be. That had like probably some good overruns set up and things like that. It could,
which are decent units. It's just it's just crazy how they're no longer the focus of the army almost. Like you're right. Like I don't see, you were saying last week you don't see any ground knights, and you're right. No one ever seems to take them. And certainly not questing. I mean, at least ground knights have got counter charge and stuff. Questing knights, I can see why people aren't interested in taking them anymore. But
what do you reckon this would do against? Like it'd still annihilate each other, but I'm just wondering. Like I was just thinking, like a big like the nomad list that's all just boar boys or something, and they all just counter charge and they all just end up massive big charge in the middle.
Yeah.
But these peg knights would probably still go first anyway. Probably
they could do. And the scary thing is, it's such a potent unit. Having 5 of them plus a BSB plus a Baron means that whatever they hit, they're likely to demolish. It's almost a Death Star, and it's so fast, and it also can see any direction, and and it could have frenzy and hatred, and like it's just absolutely. Wonder how we go against those Scream lists. Do you think those are about to take him down?
Problem with the Scream list is it does have quite a few weaknesses.
Yeah,
a lot of people with the Scream list they're like, you just have a big, blocks of zombies out the front, but zombies aren't maneuverable. So if you got something like this, you just pick your fights.
Could you
aim for the general, take your general out? Once your general's gone, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Wouldn't take much to take bloody necromancer on his mortis engine out with any of those characters. Would be,
the Scream doesn't need line of sight at all.
Oh, now you got me.
I was just wondering if you had the Terragrites, because they won't care because they large target, but if you had zombies, the Banshees as well, but you had them behind 2 units of conga lined. Oh no, they had the comp screwed you. You couldn't get more than 10 wide. I was just thinking if you had like 40, 2 rows of 40 zombies, and then you have the other units behind. There's no room to get behind because you're all there. and so the pegs have to hit the zombies, but you can just sit there and you get a few turns of screaming.
Well, that's what
at
you
'em.
usually do. Yeah, you just have the zombies in combat, and then the banshees and whatnot are screaming into them.
But I mean, 10 wide, they just get around. They just won't even go into the zombies. They'll just do whatever.
Yeah.
It's not wide enough. Like, you almost need to,
Yeah, it's a problem with those big units is if you need to start actually changing formations and maneuver them, they get quite bogged down really quick. They're not good for moving around.
Yeah, well, that's wouldn't have been fun to play. It would be quick games. 'Cause
it'd be so fast. Yeah.
he wiped out poor Michael with his lizardman struggling in the game as it is. Not fast, and that wasn't. Yeah, that was basically 29-3 victory. And he had a double casket list. Still got, and he got annihilated 18-7. Not a big. Didn't look like a big crazy list anyway. Really, I mean, it's got a lot of the stalk. Like these pegs just go through any of those units.
Yeah, they just concentrate force and just take it out. Yeah.
Sorry, Simon. I just wouldn't like to play this army, but it's all. What is it? What are they called? What are these dudes called?
Minions.
It's the whole army minions.
I mean, these are the demigriffs. Like, I don't know.
That's.
Like, I like the modelling thing, but I just think this is just taking the piss.
Yeah,
This is
from a
ninth
pure
age
modelling
shit. Go play ninth
perspective,
age.
like he's put a lot of effort into it. He's done a lot of work on it.
I just find it weird that this is in there, but then there was a
universe.
comp thing saying, if you're proxying, please check with a TO.
No, and no My Little Pony.
Yeah.
for
What
Peg
the
Guy.
hell? Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know. Especially, it's just weird.
It's hard
too,
because he's put a lot of modelling work into making it.
there's
It's
no
not like he's just thrown a toy on a base.
really
and like,
mind
Lego
overall, but like these
but
guys.
yeah, it's not fantasy, is it? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and Nova, like, didn't they make a comment that like Nova's the type of tournament where they actually even dress up and stuff. So like he was dressed up as a Bretonian type dude playing the Bretts and stuff.
He
wasn't
was. Yeah, he made a
he?
comment
And then come
about
across and play
him and the Tomb King player were
minions.
both dressed up.
That's a bit
Yeah.
stupid, but it is what it is, and let him in. I mean, like, I don't know, it is what it is. I play this game for the fantasy element, not the craziness. But it is what it is.
What if someone turned up with a 40k themed Empire list?
Or 40K'd, like Space Marines.
Yeah, Space Marines, but as Empire.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't like it. I mean, I'd play it like it's a tournament. I wouldn't
Neither
care.
would
If he's been allowed in, like at the end of the day, the TO said it's fine, play. But
Yeah, you can't
I
stop
would
a
never
gommo.
bring
It's
that
happened.
type of army to a tournament myself.
Out of your hands. Yeah, neither.
Yeah, I would never make a fuss at the tournaments. I mean, geez, you know what you're getting into. You're playing.
Imagine if you turn up, you're like knocking them on the oi, what's this? Imagine you were making a fuss on the day.
Yeah, no, it's not like
Oh dear.
I listened to someone's with S-Bot, the online tournament. You could jump in and listen to people talk and play. And I feel sorry for some people who get stuck in a game where one person's like, one guy was complaining about the matchup, like just going, technically we shouldn't have. He was losing, and he's like, we shouldn't have been matched up because you got whatever, I don't know, 20-0 the first round, and he didn't, and he should probably not have played him. But I just like, dude, you're in the middle. I didn't say that. I'm just like, you're in the middle of the game and you're complaining to the opponent who had no control over the matchup. Play the game. Like, who cares? It's a game.
Yeah. There's only so many matchups. So sometimes you just have to have those, high to lows. Like, it's just the way it is.
It just makes the other guy uncomfortable. I would never, it's the thing. If you're in the tournament, you're in the tournament. I would just question outside of the tournament whether or not, I don't know. There's no right or wrong. It's up to people if they want. But I wouldn't be playing with minions myself. But it is what it is. All individuals.
So this is the demigriffs going in.
Yeah. So
You
was
were talking
it? So
about,
how
wasn't
many demigriffs all went in? No, he doesn't say, but it looks like a lot. If they're all
He
demis,
lost 5 demis.
he
Yeah.
lost 5 to only 1 peg.
Oh, it's because
crazy.
his Baron got 3 killing blows off on the
Yeah.
demis. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah.
And then that's gone. Once that's gone, you're gone.
Ouch.
So that was what was that Empire 22 to 5, and then the Ogres, he took them off. Did he even write down what the score was? Oh yeah, 30 to 2.
God.
Yeah, he said here. What was it? He went through like the cats on the right and smashed into some Mornfang over here, but then there was trying to be a counter charge somewhere, but then the Mornfang didn't charge enough, so it didn't charge enough to get impact hits, and then the Baron just wiped them all out. So the only interesting, I shouldn't say interesting, they all sound like cool games, but a Brett's versus Exile match, and it ended up being a loss to him of 11 to 12, and it was really by the sound of it was very cagey game for the first few turns where they just weren't getting in combat, and then the other person played the game like the tournament. Luna, I think her name was, played the sort of scenario a bit more and ended up winning not only on just battle points but just won the scenario or something as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Yeah.
I
Try and play to the scenario.
Yeah, I don't mind that sort of different awards where like best general's the undefeated people, but then you do win. Someone else wins on the top score, like battle points as well. So so like we talked about this last week. Should be win, loss, draw. Technically, you could do both, which is what they're doing here.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it is cool. I like it.
Yeah, how many people? Does it say how many people went to Nova? Oh, 60. 60 player. Okay, pretty good.
Yeah, it's decent size.
Wow. How many pegs are you?
That's one of the bigger ones I've seen.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. How many pegs are you running in your lists? 2x8, 2x4.
2x3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't gone to 4. I refuse to.
Minimalist.
On principle.
Nice. You don't need to. You still win anyway. So it doesn't matter.
I flee with him from charters and confuse people. What the hell?
What's he doing?
And I've got one character on peg, and that's it. But I do use the Green Knight, which is equally arguably broken, really. So I can't say.
That's true. That's cool. Like this is the thing. Like we're only 7 months in. Some things are going to be crazy like this, and comp will fix things, and hopefully, and then Games Workshop will sort some things out, and some other things will become OP. It's just the way it is. It's just a complicated game, isn't it?
Yeah. Hopefully, hopefully they reel back in the mobility and dynamism of it almost. Like, I think that's the thing. It's just when it can move that far, and in all those directions. That's and if that's this type of units that are dominating the game, which is partly why dragons I think do dominate as well, is because they are also really hard to tie down. If the whole game sort of keeps moving in that direction, it will feel less and less Warhammery almost. Like that's my concern.
What do you think of the? Like as Old World, like I think people are still struggling to play. Like I know I am, like Old World in 2.5 hours, but I think that'll get better. What do you think of if it did eventually get to like 2,500 points, but keeping that 40%? So you can still have your Chaos Dragon and all that, but like, do you think taking the comp away that they've had here, but just having 2,500 points and 40% characters, is there something there where dragons inherently become less powerful anyway, because again there's more stuff on the board for them to have to try and get through, which might actually help infantry and cav and all that sort of stuff play another role?
Yeah, I think so. Just for weight of numbers, I guess. Yeah, there'll be. There's only so much influence a single unit can exert.
Especially if you went MSU or something like that at 2,500 points, you've just got all these crappy little units then. and the big unit becomes less,
Yeah, I mean, they can certainly be more involved because they after they kill a unit, they can still reform immediately and then charge back in the next turn and that kind of thing. So it is hard to keep out of action. But yeah, I guess by definition, the more other units on the board, the less important they are, I guess. So yeah, there is a dilution effect.
If there's and plus you also have, like right now, I feel like when you put 1,000 points in characters, 500 points in core, you've got 500 points left to get your good stuff. But if you had 1,000 points to get your good stuff, suddenly you start going, well, maybe I will bring 2 cannons, because they're 200 points, but they might only do more 4 wounds to my dragon. But now I'm going up against the toughness. Now I'm going up against a 6 wound Chaos Dragon, not a 10 wound one, when I actually get to have to fight him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's totally the desired outcome is you get more troops on the board, and I think that's what you get if you go 40%, but 2.5K. Which is interestingly similar. I was going to bring this up last week. It's actually similar to with the slots system in 6 Ed. I think part of the reason why back in those days 2250 or 2.5 became popular as well is because you didn't get any more character slots in the mid 2Ks, so
but you could bring a few other little stuff.
All you could do is bring extra troops. So it's the same effect, like you had to fill out the army, which is it seems to be a desirable outcome. I don't know why they don't design the game so you're forced to bring more troops, really.
I reckon there's a bit of, I think in old world there might be a little bit of, they just think troops are cool too, but like people are going to bring things thematically, but there's probably also that worry that you don't want to go back to 8th where, you have to bring hordes of them and just no way people are going to paint them and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I think the characters are so, big, and I don't mind first edition being a bit of Monster Hammer because I think, like we've talked about heaps, like it's easy to get an army on the table when half your army is 3 units, like a dragon and a couple of other things, and that's half your army.
What about when you take the what was it again? The Exalt, was it the Herald of Chaos, whatever it is, a triple dragon list, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Like 7 minis to run
that. Yeah, that's right. So, I'm actually looking at the Herald of Darkness. I might even, again, that or Empire would be interesting not as people aren't like rating that as the better. Everyone seems to be jumping on this, what's it called, this Wolves of the Sea or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's some interesting fast lists you could do with the other one, potentially.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know if it'd be more interesting to play or not.
It does feel a little bit like, well, just run a normal gen army list too, and take
very monster mashy. Yeah, with the chariots.
That's good.
Because the Chosen Chariots take, I think they've got cannon charge as well. I think which the normal.
The Chosen ones, did,
which is kind of cool. Right.
Well, that's probably our episode.
Have we got to 2 hours off this? Oh my god! How do we do this?
We just catch up. It's fun.
It's gonna be a short episode.
Yep.
And ramble.
That's what we need to. That's our tagline. Oh well, Fanatics, just a short episode. Not. Cool. Yeah. Well, we're gonna hopefully try to get a game. I'll have to work out what I'm going to take, man. I'll sort that out tomorrow and let you know.
I'll definitely have my pointy ears.
Yeah, no, good.
I'm just going to turn up with some Exile Brett lists with 17 Pegasuses.
Glue them all together.
Tonight he's going straight in with the printer. Yep.
I do have the Bretonian stuff.
He could do these.
Glue them up and then just print out a heap of pegs. Yeah.
Just a little My Little Pony for the general.
Yeah. I want to bring something that looks good too. That's the only thing. Maybe if we're showing off old world at a first.
That's it. Catch the eye of some of the other players. Go, ooh. Just looks fun.
Cash imagination.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll have a look. Cool. Okay. Well, I think we should wrap it up then, guys. What do you think?
Yep. Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, thanks for listening to another Old World Fanatics episode. If you enjoy our weekly ramblings, just remember to leave a 5-star review on your podcast software of choice. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like, subscribe button, and jump over to patreon.com/oldworldfanatics to jump in on our Patreon fun and send us questions. Other than that, guys, thanks for listening to another episode of Old World Fanatics. And Andrew, Josh, we'll see you next week. Cheers, guys.
See ya.
Thanks. Bye.